How's it going, guys, and good morning. My name is Nick, and behind the camera we've got James.
How's it, guys?
And welcome to another video on the road to West South, a brand new video, and one that is actually promising to be quite exciting, because today we are finally doing our first road review of 2024. These are by far our most favorite videos to film on the channel. I mean, not only do we get to experience cool cars on great roads, but we also get to meet new and fantastic people. And then more often than not, these people actually end up becoming good friends of ours. So with that said, if any of you ever feel like you've got an interesting car, something special that you'd like to feature on the channel, and maybe just have a good day out, please reach out to us, because we'd like to set something up. It's quite simple. And like I said, it's always a fun time. And with that said, with the intro out of the way, I think it's time that we move over to our guest for today. So please, I think it's time that I welcome Nazeem on the Road to West South channel. How's it going, man?
Cool, man.
It's nice to finally see you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And also introduce his Renault Clio RS 220 trophy. That's a real mouthful. I mean, yeah, first of all, thank you so much for being on the channel here today. I'm super excited to get this car in frame, in shots. We've had a really good experience with Reynolds in the past, with Stuart especially. So yeah, I think let's just hop right into it. Sure. How did this car get into your life? Where did it come from? Why the Renault Clio?
It was about 2016, and I had the Polo GTI, the 1.4 twin charged.
All right.
Slightly boring and problematic, and I was going to get the new Polo GTI, the 2 liter. And then when I started adding up the optionals, you have to take the wheels and LEDs. I saw one of these on Auto Trader, a demo model at considerably less.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And I thought, let me give it a bash.
Yeah.
Something a bit different, something a bit more interesting. And now, 7 years later, I still have it.
7 years?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, that kind of says it all. You've had such a good time with the car, you'd really not like to sell it.
No, well, I can't think of what you get. It's such a good car.
And so
if I upgrade, it's going to be quite an expensive endeavor.
And more often than not, it's always the problem, what do you get for the same type of money or a little bit more that's as exciting as the car you're driving. I've got the same experience with the 86, and I think James as well with the 135.
Definitely.
Yeah. Bang for buck cars are just so bad or so hard to beat.
No, absolutely.
Okay, so just before we get into it, I really want to apologize for the wind or any exterior noises we've got, guys. It was actually raining this morning, so this is a best case scenario. We'll see what we can do with it. But let's hop into it. I want to talk about the outside of this car, and the first thing that just pops into frame is this fantastic color.
Okay, so this is the signature RS color, which is called liquid yellow. It's a pearlescent color that's quite hard to match. And it's all sprayed in Type in France, which is the RS exclusive factory, where they also do the Alpine race cars. So there's a bit of hand customization when they build these cars. Slight inconsistent, they're not quite German, but it does make them unique.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic paint with amazing clear coat. 7 years, never had to have it detailed, which has surprised me quite a bit.
And it looks still so crisp. That's fantastic. And yeah, I mean, feature-wise, I'm going to take a guess and say some of these exterior trimmings are aftermarket. I mean, what have you done to the car? What stock that we're looking at?
From an external standpoint, I made all the silver and chrome bits black. That was the first thing, just to go for the honeybee black and yellow look.
Like a chrome delete.
Correct. And then, in terms of exterior mods, I wanted to keep it OEM plus look, so stylistic customs, did a completely custom fabricated side skirt, front splitter and rear apron for me. As you can see, it's quite subtle, and at the end of the day, it's a factory suspension, so the clearance is daily, it's usable, and I didn't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go with anything that's really low or anything like that.
Because what's the point of having a daily car and then you mod it to not be dailyable?
Well, yeah, you have to go sideways, so you can't do a track daily because things will rub.
But I love the black and yellow contrast, little like a bee or a hornet almost. And the roof and the trophy stuff here on the side?
Yeah, so the side's all silver. The trophy name standard, but I made the side's black. The roof I had that black as well.
That's a nice feature, I love that.
Because it just all flows, it kind of gives it a black car stock.
And then one of the very prominent features, that Renault Sport branded spoiler there at the back.
Yeah, so in Europe they have what they call the Clio Cup series, and they actually fit those onto the cars. And then in, I think 2016, Renault was going to release the RS16 model, which was a limited edition version of this car that had that spoiler.
Oh,
and that
okay.
was scrapped because they started building the Alpine. But they still had stock of the spoilers, so they put that on the RS store.
Oh, okay, so you can actually buy aftermarket.
So everything from carbon hoods through to that spoilers through to intercoolers, you can actually buy from Renault.
So is this functional as a spoiler almost?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
I think it's about 100 kilos at 100 and something kilometers per hour.
Actually, you got to be moving to make sure you utilize. But it really rounds off the back of the car. It's a nice feature.
It's for looks, absolutely, if I'm honest.
And I think the last thing, without moving around into the wind, was the exhaust tips that they've got back there.
So it's a Krapovic exhaust. It's factory fitted.
Factory fitted. Same as with the Megane.
Same as with the Megane.
Yeah.
It's a single box system with a catalytic converter.
Oh, and we'll get some more of the sound shots a little bit later.
Yeah, no, it's one of the features I never knew I wanted until I had it.
Until you had it, yeah. But yeah, I mean, just to start off, I think the mods are such a good way to round this car off. I think it's fantastic. Well done there.
Thanks, man.
Okay, I think it is time we get out of this terrible, terrible wind so that we can talk about some of the interior elements of this car, and we can finally show James for the first time. Let me just focus up there. Yeah, what a nice little space we've got here. Everything leather, cool, nice quality materials.
So the interior of the car is pretty well spec'd for what you'd consider top of the range. Things that you'd expect it to have, like electric everything, electric windows and so forth.
Nice screen.
Some nice to haves are climate control. It has heated seats as well, which is nice. So I never use it, that's for the wife. Cruise controls there, and then probably one of the biggest elephant in the rooms in the sector is that it is twin clutch.
Yes, because usually you'd find these hot hatches manual more often than not.
If I'm not mistaken, they're only DCT, ne?
Yeah, so the Mark IV is only DCT.
Yeah.
And a lot of the purists obviously aren't a fan of that.
It's about your lifestyle as well, right? I mean, if you're going to track this thing a lot, most often than not, it is better to have an automatic than a manual.
It's always going to be faster,
So there's a practical side to it. My wife doesn't like to drive manual. And
you bought this for her, that's why.
She hates the color, she hates how I drive, she hates the seats.
It's the best part.
But so I was always going to get automatic. I had a twin clutch Polo GTI before that.
So you're a fan of twin clutch cars?
I have no issue with it. I've been driving for 25 years. I had many manual cars.
You've been there, done
I've got
that.
nothing to prove. And to be honest, I'm an occasional track day driver. So
that's how we met, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not Chris Harris. I can't do a clutch like you. Everyone says that you're a real driver that only drives manual. But to be honest, if you're on a track and you've got a twin clutch, you can actually just enjoy driving more.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
To each their own, honestly.
Yeah, to each his own. I mean, I would love another car, a manual. But as a daily, then this is perfect.
It's so good and well-rounded.
Yeah.
And I see now already, same as with Stewart's Megane, you've got so many cool little features and gauges.
Yeah, so this comes with the RS monitor, which gives you everything from...
That is so cool.
Yeah, acceleration, temperatures, turbo... Lap times as well. So
was that a G meter? Or
G meters.
Torque gauge and everything,
And, like, don't get me wrong, it's so useless in a way, but so cool to have. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, when you do a lap, you can record it onto USB.
I take it back already.
When you do the video, you can have all the telemetry overlaid. So I've done it once.
So it's downloadable?
Yeah, I download it. And
I take it back. It's useful.
Outside the car.
No, you can sync it with whatever your GoPro and things like that.
Okay. That's cool.
And I mean, that's so forward for the times. I'm not sure this element was available. When did this car initially come out? 2013, did you say?
The initial one is 2013, but this version only came out in 2016.
Okay, that makes sense because that's quite high tech, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely.
And it's also, just you were showing now, it's fast. It's not laggy or...
Yeah, no, it works really well. And I think I'm honest with myself. Yeah, it's people say Renault isn't maybe built as well or as refined as, let's say, VW.
Yeah.
And they do cool things like putting an RS monitor and a Krapovic exhaust, but maybe the materials or it's slightly squeaky. So I don't care.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, you can, but it's going to cost a lot.
Your cake's going to be expensive.
Yeah, your cake can be expensive. So I mean, it's fantastic as a daily.
And also, like, just me sitting behind here, there's ample space. It's fairly big in the back and
Yeah.
I'd say it's. I was also in the back just for a brief moment coming up to this road. I'd say it's a little bit more tight maybe than the Fiesta
yeah,
ST.
yeah. Slightly.
Which is interesting because from exterior dimensions it feels almost larger.
Bigger.
It's
yeah.
got 4 doors, which is
Yeah.
it's worth mentioning. But that's probably just more priority to the boot
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, the boot
Yeah.
is bigger than the
Okay.
Fiesta ST.
Okay, now I think that it's time we stop being static and start being in motion, or start getting into motion and bring this car to life.
The good part. Akrapovic.
Akrapovic is the
Akrapovic.
worst name. So I'm sure you've mentioned 1 or 2 things, but regarding power figures, what are we looking at?
So from factory, it's called the 220, which is basically horsepower. So that's about 162 kilowatts and 280 newton meters of torque.
Which is, it's more than, again, its competitor, the Fiesta ST.
Exactly.
Substantially more.
I don't think it's a direct competitor because the non-trophy version had 140 odd kilowatts, so
Okay.
that would have been a closer competitor to the ST200,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did have a dynote. The French overestimate, unlike the Germans. So I had it at 155 kilowatts. And then in terms of engine, I only had software done and DCAT, and that's it.
Ooh. That's some good mods.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the exterior, good quality, simple mods that just up the quality of life.
Just to
Yeah,
free up
I wasn't
the-
gonna play around with turbos or any other hardware.
It's a
at this
dangerous
stage.
game.
Yeah, it's been that way now for 5 years, and I've never had an issue, I've never had an error, I've never had a light, so I'm
That's
quite
fantastic.
happy with that.
I suppose that's an important point because I think there's a misconception that French cars might be a bit more unreliable.
Unreliable,
than German
yeah.
cars.
There's a bit of another
Every-
elephant in the room. This isn't a French engine.
Is it not?
It's a Nissan 1.6 turbo.
I wanted to ask about that. You see,
Really?
what's the code name for the engine, or the name?
It's a 1.6 DET or something like that.
But you said-
DIGT.
Yeah,
1.6 DIGT.
But you said something about Nismo.
Yes, so the Nismo, it's a Nismo engine from the Nismo Juke.
Maxim. How about that?
Interesting. That's so cool.
And that speaks to the reliability
Yes, yeah,
of the
yeah.
engine itself.
Hey, you learn something
Because you
every
don't
day.
hear bad things about Nissans, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after those I had a dynote, and I thought it was a happy dyno. I pushed about 195 kilowatts.
Yes,
and
that's
about,
cool. With such
three-
basic mods, eh?
yeah, 350 NMs.
Yes. That's proper.
And on the same day, the other cars were pushing what they were meant to push, so it was on point.
Yes, so that is impressive.
It just shows you. It's just small, slight mods make the car happier.
Yeah.
So, let's get a taste of the sound. If you
It
throw a
sounds
few
proper.
downshifts, I want to hear what this sounds like.
Oh shit! That sounds proper.
Oh, what an exhaust fart. That's
And-
a proper one.
If I put it in race mode, and then you can redline it.
Yes, that's crazy.
So race mode takes
Proper.
off traction control, takes off everything. So
That's like proper hard limiter.
yeah.
That is so cool.
So on track days, you're in mid corner, it won't auto upshift
Yeah,
for you
yeah,
and
yeah.
unsettle the car. That's
Yes.
the idea behind it.
That is fantastic. No wonder you're struggling to replace this car. It's got everything.
Yeah, it even has aluminium paddle shifters, so
Yeah, well, that's
which is quite cool.
flippin' cool.
Oh, I like that.
That limiter, that's proper just emotion and drama and theatre, eh?
I think we're going to turn around here quickly and do another shot up the hill, and then we really listen to the sound.
Does it have launch control?
Yeah, it has launch controls, pull pedals and foot on brake.
See, I had to do a tune for that, and you just got it stock.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I think since the power figures changed, it might sit a bit on the line, but let's go for it.
It's also got overrun.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's not like a
So there you can see we got a time. It wasn't that good because it was just up and down.
And
But
with 3 people.
yeah, so it's reading 6.7.
6.7 with 3 people in the car
That's fast.
Yeah.
on a dusty road.
Yeah.
Like we were just at the edge of a dirt road. That's incredible. That's really impressive.
Yeah, and they're not meant to be. They're not drag cars,
Yeah, yeah.
strictly speaking.
They're more momentum
Yeah.
cars.
I mean, it just lit up the front wheels basically. Like
Yeah.
you said, we sat. And it still got a flippin' good time.
I love that. I wish all cars had this feature. I'm not a fan of all the touchscreens just because it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is awesome.
That's so much fun. And also, the ride isn't unbearable.
Yeah, how's the back, to
It's
be
good.
honest?
Yeah, it's good. It's well damped, so you can feel it's stiff, but it's not jarry and crashy.
Yeah, so
It's good dampers.
they developed it on the Nürburgring. So the Nürburgring itself is a very imperfect road.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be able to handle
Yeah,
undulations.
undulations.
So it's the firmest of
Yeah.
the Renaults. You get
Okay.
the regular Renault, then you get the RS, then you get the Cup, and
Yeah.
then you get the Trophy.
Okay.
So this is lower than the lower version.
Really.
This car's really got everything.
Yeah. It's got a lot of drama.
It's so well rounded.
Yeah.
4 doors.
Yeah, it's useful.
So very kindly, Nazeem has actually allowed us to hop behind the wheel. We've
Right.
put James up first. Thanks a lot, Nazeem. This is a big honor.
All good?
Oh, yeah, the throttle is also
It's responsible.
responsive, yeah. Oh. And I'm not used to driving auto cars.
Oh, the sound is so much better at the back.
It's loud in the back there. Let's go for one downshift quickly. And the gearbox is properly good.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's so good.
This is coming close to some of our top best sounding cars on the channel.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, like it, yeah. And the steering is, it's nice. It's fairly heavy. I was expecting it to be a lot lighter, the steering, because it's such a small light car. Oh no, look, but this is proper. And the gearbox is flipping good. I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's blonde. Button.
It's well balanced as well. You can feel.
Brilliant. Finally, we got James out of the way. Okay, let's go.
Cool.
I need to hold on here.
What are you saying about my driving?
Oh, nothing. It's gonna get wild. Oh, the exhaust.
It's nice in the back, eh?
Yeah.
The overrun.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think it feels faster in the back. Honestly.
That is just brilliant. And the car feels fantastically light. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you mentioned the weight is about
It's about
1,200.
1,200, yeah. Which by today's standards is nothing.
Like Uber lights. Yeah, now we're looking at 2-ton cars, to be honest.
Yeah.
So this is great. Oh man, that is brilliant.
So much drama.
Because of your great mods, this car sounds mega. Ooh, turbo whistle.
Yeah.
Nazeem, what a nice piece of car you've got here.
Overrun. I hope the camera can pick that up though.
I'm sure. Yeah, hopefully the GoPro at the back.
I love that. And I love the fact that it's not synthetic, it's like...
I'm just playing with the exhaust now and stuff, making some new music.
Yes.
Whoa. And now luckily us and the car as well can take a nice break and rest a bit.
Sure, that wind is crazy.
What a day though.
Yeah.
Nazeem, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was fun.
So much fun.
You guys know what makes it even worse? Sorry for cutting you off. This man's fasting. He hasn't eaten or drank anything this entire day.
Major respect, massive respect.
And we
So
were all up at what, like 6, 7 o'clock because we wanted to be here earlier, but it rained, so like another knock.
Well, we got sun, so it's all good.
Yeah. I think it's time we can maybe do the outro. A few things I just wanted to touch on, like really briefly. Are there any things you'd like to tell the people listening about this car? Things you might not like as much, things to look out for. It's always good content and something nice to know.
Yeah, I think first and foremost the sound system's not very good. It's okay.
Yeah.
But the exhaust makes up for that. So the fuel consumption can get bad if you have a heavy foot with any boosted car.
What are we on now, just out of curiosity?
14.7
liters per 100.
Yeah.
That's fairly high.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been going for today.
Yeah, no,
proper driving.
obviously. And little other things like the build quality might not be to what people expect from a German car. So little squeaks, little rattles, but other than that, it's mostly okay. If you're comfortable with a tightly sprung car, comfort could be an issue, but I think it's decently dampened for that.
It's a price easily worth paying for this package.
And I think maintenance on these cars, and I think that goes for all cars, you just need to
make sure that
take care of it.
Yeah.
Renault actually specifies 10,000 on oil changes, which is nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, from my perspective, what a really nice and well-rounded off car. Sound, performance, space is fine. Like, it's practical and it looks.
It's so tight and everything.
Yeah. What a car. I hope all of you guys enjoyed this video. If any of the audio or visuals don't look on par with our usual content, not that it's that good, doesn't look up to standard, we apologize. The weather and the elements have been against us, and there's a bunch of skateboarders also using this road for downhill runs and stuff, but they're super nice, but it's everything we've got to contend with. So I really hope on that note that all of you have enjoyed this video. It was one of the best days I've had in a long while. Thank you a lot.
Thanks guys.
Thanks you.
It's a good time.
And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and hit us up if you've guys got cars that you want to show on our channel. We'd love to have you. It's a very nice and fun day out, and it's easy to do as well. With all of that said, cheers guys, see you on the next one. Bye.